What is going on, everybody? It is Chris, the creator of AIville, which is the largest community in the world for people like yourself that are learning how to use AI. And as you can see on my screen, today we are going to be talking about Higgsfield. This is going to be a live AI tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you what I love about Higgsfield, because for me, it is the best AI image generator and it is the best AI video generator all in one place. And I feel like every week they're coming out with something new, which is why I haven't actually done a full tutorial on Higgsfield yet, because I just can't keep up with it. But there's so much that has been going on lately. I just wanted to share it with all of you. So I want to do a quick shout out to make sure that you can all hear me and you can see me. And I first off apologize so much for sounding congested. I am very congested right now. I've got like something's going on with my sinuses. Like my ears are completely clogged, my nose is clogged, and I can't. It's hard to breathe. but I'm here, and that's all that matters. As long as I'm here, and then we can all have fun together, then we're in a good place. So I just want to make sure that we're all, like, when I do the little comments, everything's showing up. And Higgsfield, or not Higgsfield, Magnus, all the way coming from Sweden, says, I've followed Higgsfield many times and I'm really fond of today's lesson. I'm glad that you're here. And then thanks, Kat, from coming all the way in from Oregon. And Michael says, Michael can hear me. We got Wayne Fox coming in. Again, thank you for being here. Wayne, thank you for being here. Deborah, loud and clear. Good. So, and thank you, James, by saying sounds great. And we've got Bruce coming from Fresno. So just to jump into it, there's a lot to cover. You can see on the left-hand side of my screen, I put together an agenda. So if you just kind of want to read ahead, you'll see everything that we're going to be covering. And then on the right side of my screen, we are actually looking at Higgsfield. So this is going to be kind of like a show and tell. So for a little bit of this live stream, I'm going to show you I'm going to explain what Higgsfield is and why it's so important, and why, if you're wanting to do anything with AI image generators and AI video generators, you're going to want to definitely try out Higgsfield by the end of this tutorial. And then I'm going to get into doing some just kind of playing around with it, because there's some new things that I actually want to try out myself, and I haven't had time to try it out yet. So I want to try it out here live, because I've noticed from previous live streams, a lot of you have liked that. Whenever we're just testing things out, because let me spend my money on the credits, and then you can see what to do and definitely what not to do. And we still have a lot of you coming in from Orange County. I want to give everybody a little bit of time just to make sure that you're all able to get in. So Jared's coming in from Newport. We've got Brent coming in, and we've got long time Shyam from England, and it looks like the audio is good. So all right. So what is Higgsfield? So Higgsfield AI is by far in my top 5 tools that I'm trying to think of how many years. I was trying to do the math on how many years and months. But so I started using ChatGPT on November 30th, 2022. So however long ago that was. From the day that I started using ChatGPT to today, which is Monday, February 23rd, 2026, Higgsfield has always been in like my top 5 when they came along. So it is one platform that really replaced every AI video tool that's out there. So and the reason why it's so powerful is that Snapchat's AI genius really built something bigger. So it was actually founded by the guy, very few people know this. Higgsfield was founded by the guy who created Snapchat filters, and he sold his last company to Snap for $166 million. He left in September of 2023 to start Higgsfield. He raised $138 million from top investors since they launched, and instead of building one AI model, which he totally could have done because of his track record, he decided to build a platform that connected all of the AI models. So you have every AI model when it comes to image and video under one roof. So we're not talking ChatGPT or Claude or OpenClaw and all this new stuff now. We're talking about like Kling 3.0, Sora 2, Google VO3, VO 3.1, all inside one app. They all connect together. We've got Mini Max, we've got Seed Dance, we have Nano Banana, Nano Banana Pro, everything. As soon as a tool comes out, sometimes before it's actually the official release happens, you see it pop up on Higgsfield somehow. And then what you can do is you can pick the model and Higgsfield will actually run that model for you. So there's no switching between like 5 different subscriptions. And what blew me away is how simple Higgsfield really is, which is what you're about to see right now. Because you can take like a single photo and you could upload one photo of yourself or of a photo you generated with AI, and you can get a polished video back. You can use text prompts. If you don't want to create a photo, you could just go right into a video editor, use a text prompts, upload photos. You could do sketches. It'll do audio. Everything all works seamlessly together. You can get anywhere from 5-second clips to 15-second clips, all with professional quality with the latest AI video generator models. They have a mobile app. It's called Diffuse. Most people didn't know that. So you can go like find Diffuse and you can create on your phone. And then the web studio handles everything with like full desktop production workflows. And I even like to use the Higgsfield app directly on my computer itself. And when it comes to video generation, what most people don't really understand is what to do with the video generators. Like, they understand that you can prompt, but they don't know what to prompt. They don't know what to say. So what's really cool, and this is where being the founder that created the Snapchat filters for video and images, he already knew that when he's going to build this platform that kind of lays on top like a blanket on top of all the top AI video generators and image generators, that if he can put filters and his own kind of like templates on things, that people are going to like it. So they recently rolled out what's called Higgsfield Cinema Studio 2.0, and it really changes everything. So when you go to higgsfield.ai, which any of you, if you want to follow along right now, you would come here, and then I'm logged into my account, but I'll just I'm going to, again, do a show and tell. I'm going to click through things as we're going through it. So this is what like Cinema Studio looks like. So when you log in, there's a lot of different options. And a lot of these options might be really confusing, but the really important thing to know is that you can get real camera physics built into an AI video model. So you can choose all kinds of crazy stuff, like the actual lenses that are used, the cameras that are used, the type of movement that you want. I mean, you could choose like movement where it's like handheld footage. Is it static footage? Is it like you're dollying in and dollying out? I mean, you can be just a complete like professional video production artist now to be able to use something like Cinema 2.0. You can actually stack up to 3 camera movements at the same time. And instead of going out and buying like $9,000 cameras like the Red and all that kind of stuff and having these, $3,000-$4,000 lenses, you can just go in here and actually choose like what type of lenses you want and what type of cameras you would like to use. And it will actually simulate all of that. So you can come in here and even choose like, do you want something that's more action oriented? Do you want something that's more horror? Do you want something that's more comedy or Western? So this, again, goes all the way back to why it is so good is because of the founder that created it, what his background was. And this is just something that gives them a complete unfair advantage that nobody else has. And that's one of the things that I like so much about it. And then you also have Soul 2.0. So let me show you that. I'm going to bounce out of Cinema. And I've upgraded to one of the highest plans on Higgsfield so I can actually demo this kind of stuff for you. So Soul 2.0, what you can do is you can make AI photos look like magazine covers. So I'm zoomed in a lot right now. Let me actually zoom. Oh, not there. Let me zoom on my Higgsfield browser. I'm trying to zoom out so I can choose Soul here. Come on. It's showing my like zoom percentages, but all right. It's not up on the top menu anymore. It was yesterday. So I'm going to go to image and then I'm going to go to here. I'll show you this too. I'll zoom in a lot so you can see it. So when you go to Higgsfield and you move your mouse over image right here, you're going to have access to so many different features. And it actually becomes overwhelming for people because they don't know what to pick. So that's kind of my that's my purpose for being here for you right now, is I want to show you kind of the best things to focus on if you want to get a free account and you just want to kind of play around with it. So I already talked about Cinema Studio. That's going to be where you want to go if you really want to like unlock everything with AI video. For AI images, it's Higgsfield Soul 2.0, which is like their next generation ultra realistic fashion visuals. So when you click on here, you're going to see I was playing around with it, doing some different things. But let me zoom out. And with Soul, you have like 20 different presets. You can click on the bottom here and actually see all these different presets that you can choose. You could upload a photo of yourself, and then you could almost like have a full-on fashion photo shoot with something that has like warm ambient lighting, or Y2K street photography, or flash editorial, or retro black and white, or Asian nostalgia, or a subtle flash. Like, they have all of the top presets, they have moods, they have styles, again, they have cameras, and that is everything that makes Higgsfield so much more powerful that most people don't realize. Most people think like you're just connecting image generators and video generators together, and it's like, oh great, it's all on one platform. That's not the case. You're getting all of these presets and animations and stuff on top of it, so you can actually like get the full functionality of it before actually using it. You also have Vibe Motion, Draw to Video, and UGC Factory. So all of these, most of them are going to be at the very top. So when you come here, like you can click on Vibe Motion and you can actually create images with Vibe Motion. So this is going to be where you can do a chat prompt. Excuse me, I'm going to be coughing as we go through this because again, I'm not feeling great. So you're going to do Vibe Motion, where if you want to do infographics or text animation, or you want to create like interactive posters, you want to do like a presentation completely from scratch. Maybe you want to see how it compares to something like Gamma.app, or you want to do something from scratch completely. This is where you would do all that. Again, this is all going to be within Vibe Motion. You're also going to have Draw to Video, so you can actually sketch a scene out completely, and then you can go animate it. And then they have a UGC Factory with over 40 templates for products and ad videos. They have a lip sync studio where you can create talking heads. They're trying to compete with HeyGen for talking heads with one photo. And they have over 70 languages for perfect lip sync. I know Magnus, I think, from Sweden that's here, always asks about, different lip syncing and all of that with different languages. So again, to find all of these, it's always going to be in their drop-down menu. The two main drop-down menus is going to be the image drop-down menu here at the top, or the video drop-down menu also here at the top. So when I talked about sketch to video, your sketch to video is going to be right here. They also have draw to video. They also have a lip sync studio, so you could create talking clips. Literally, you can upload a photo and then tell it what you want to say, and it'll make all kinds of crazy stuff for you. If you want to see, if you've ever heard about Sora and Sora 2 and how Sora 2 is really good at user-generated content, you can actually see trending videos that people have created in Sora 2 and then make templates off of those, or use the templates they have and make your own videos off the templates. And then they have a UGC Factory where you could build an entire whole library of UGC videos off of just one avatar, so one character you'd create. And it's super simple. So you'd click on UGC Factory, and then you say do you want a general UGC video? Do you want something that's like a selfie? Do you want something a little kind of weird with like ASMR? Do you want to be more of like a podcast, mirror selfie? Do you want to put yourself in like a streamer environment? I mean, it's just incredible with these templates. And again, people that are getting in and using Higgsfield that I talk to, they don't even know that these templates exist. So you really need to jump in and just kind of play with them. You'll see some of the videos and stuff I made later. Also, a lot of people, when you see new tools like this, especially on my live stream and all the live streams I do, because I'm always showing a lot of different tools and a lot of different interfaces on what you can do with AI. It could get really expensive if you actually want to try to do all of this. So I try to come up with tools I can show you where you can actually get started without having to spend $1 at all. You can just kind of play around with it for free, because that wouldn't be fair to you if I'm always showing you tools that are just very expensive that you always have to pay for. So how you can get full access to Higgsfield, without spending $1, so how can you get Higgsfield for free? What you're going to want to do is, again, you go to Higgsfield AI, and if we go find their pricing page, which I'll find here in a minute, we'll go through their pricing. They have a free tier, so you can create an account and actually just play around with it. And with the free tier, you're going to get the exact same interface that the paying users are going to get. And let me see if I can find their pricing page really quick, because that is going to be something I want to walk you through. I think if I just go to higgsfield.ai/pricing, this might be the pricing page. And all their pages seem to load really fast, but when you go to the pricing page, it usually takes a little while. I don't know why that is, but so we're gonna skip past the ultimate and creator plan for now and just come down past all of that, and then you're gonna see when you compare the plans, you can see they have a free plan here. They have a basic, a pro, an ultimate, and a creator. So with the free plan, what's really good about this is you're going to get access to all the same interface that you're seeing right now that I have. I have the ultimate plan that I'm paying for right now, so I can do more advanced demos for you later if you all like this live stream. And you're going to get access to every image model, every AI video model, all the editing tools. Everything's going to be unlocked. You don't need a credit card to create your account. The problem though is you're going to have limited daily credits, but it's going to be enough to at least test the quality and see if it's something you like. And just the question is, like, how far will those credits go? And I'm going to show you as we get towards the end here, I'm going to show you some ways that you can get the most out of your credits. It's kind of like cheat codes to using Higgsfield. And what you can actually get for free is you'll basically be able to generate like a few, maybe 3 to 4 really good high quality image generations with Soul 2.0 to test the quality. You could get short video clips, less than 8 seconds a day, to see the camera controls and how they work. You'll get access to browse every preset, every template available. You'll have enough to decide if the output really matches your needs, and then if there's any catch that you need to know about. And I will tell you one catch that I noticed when I started using Higgsfield, and it kind of sucks whenever you're getting started because you don't realize it's happening, is that your free credits will actually disappear really fast. So if you do complex videos, which I don't recommend doing if you're gonna get on a free plan, don't type out this prompt that is like 10 sentences long to generate this crazy video with like multi-cuts and all that kind of stuff, because it'll burn through your credits like in one generation. Higher quality models, they will cost more credits to use, and you cannot stockpile free credits over time. So if you have a paid plan, your credits can roll over, but your free plan, the credits will expire. And some premium models are actually locked behind paid plans. And I actually want to, again, to walk you through how each plan costs. All you need to do is go to higgsfield.ai/pricing, and then you'll be able to just scroll down. Ignore just the 2 plans because they're trying to show you the 2 plans that are going to make them the most money. So just skip past that and then come down where you see compare plans. And then you just want to look at the free plans, the basic, the pro, the ultimate, and all that. And again, I started actually on the basic plan, and I went from basic right to ultimate because I like to use all the latest models, and I want to be able to have a lot of concurrent jobs. Because if you've ever seen in previous live streams that I've done on my YouTube channel, whenever I generate images or I generate videos, I don't like to just generate one and wait for it. I like to generate like 4 to 8 at a time, and then take the one that looks the best and then make that a little bit better. So that's the only reason I'm on the ultimate plan. Now, everything you need to know about their pricing, again, we kind of covered this already, but the free tier, it obviously isn't going to cost nothing, but it's going to run out very quickly. Basic plan, $9 a month. It's going to be best for casual creators. The pro plan, $29 a month. It'll give you more credits and more models. The ultimate plan, $49 a month, will give you priority processing. The creator plan, $149 a month, will be for like your really heavy production users. I honestly would recommend if you plan on using these tools to actually make money with, like this is a tool you want to like tap into during the AI gold rush and actually make money offering video services to people, you're just going to want to go straight for the creator plan, because in 2, maybe 3 videos, that'll actually pay for your plan for the entire month. So the credit system is where it gets confusing with Higgsfield, and it's also where it gets tricky, because every generation you do is going to cost money based on the model. So here, I'll show you. If I want to go to video and I want to use like Grok Imagine, which is brand new, or Kling 3.0, which is brand new, let's just do Grok Imagine. You're going to see right now I have 83% of my credits left. So it does a really good job of not telling you how many credits you have left. It just says 83%. So to actually see how many credits you have left, you have to click on this little credit bar and then it'll take you in. So I actually have, for the ultimate plan, I get 1,200 credits a month. So you figure 1,200 credits a month. This is where you just kind of have to do the math and realize if you want to use these latest video models like Grok Imagine to generate a video in just for 15 seconds and not even be high quality, just be in 720p, is going to be 23 credits. So that's why I recommend use smaller. I recommend when you're doing video, use not the most popular image model or video model to start. And then when you do pick one, use a lower resolution first or a lower number of seconds, because you can cut your 23 credits down to 9 credits by just doing something shorter to make sure that you really can tap into the prompt and really make sure that you understand the prompt and you understand the video model, because not all video models are the same. And some video models might be very theatrical. Some might be more user generated content. So once you find the model you're looking for, by testing lower numbers of seconds and, resolutions, you're going to save a ton of credits, which means you're going to be able to do a lot more. One thing I want to ask for all of you that are watching this right now, whether you're new or you're returning customer and, viewer on my live stream, is hit the like button on this right now if you do like this, because I'm always trying to be a little different on my live streams, and I go back and look at the analytics and see what people like and don't like. And I've never taken this much time to go through things that things you should pay attention to when you join this kind of stuff, and things that could really save you money, rather than normally I would just get right in and just doing a magical demonstration. Here's a bunch of ways you can use this tool. It's great. Go have fun. You should sign up now. But I wanted to make this one a little more down to earth and just show you all the pros, but also show you all the cons and show you all the things that you need to pay attention to, because this isn't going to help you just with using Higgsfield, but just using AI in general. Because I'll tell you right now, AI is going to go into this next wave, is my theory. There's going to be a new wave happening, and it's kind of already started happening with OpenClaw, where people are installing models, they're focusing on these models and using these new models that are all credit-based, or they're using tokens. And when they do that, they don't realize how fast they can burn through their money until it's too late. So I'm trying to be a little more, more thoughtful with these live streams before I actually start. I'm going to get to some crazy things that you can do with this, but I want to kind of build up and just prepare you on what you need to know before we actually get into some demos. And with something to think about too, is that if you have, and I learned this the hard way, if you have unused credits, they will actually expire in 90 days. So you can, they do a really good job with this, where you can get extra credit packs for one-time purchases only, and they do not roll over or stack with your plan. So if you buy a credit pack because maybe you have a client that wants to, pay you $700 to make a handful of videos for them, and you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough credits for that. You buy a one-time credit pack. Let's say you don't use all those credits in the credit pack. Well, then, they're not going to roll over. They'll actually disappear. So you have 90 days whenever you buy a credit pack or anything to use it, or it'll just go away. And then annual plans, they will look cheaper, but they will lock you in for longer. So if you're getting started with this, I don't recommend you starting with an annual plan to save money, because AI is moving faster than anyone has ever imagined. It's only going to continue to do that. I would not ever recommend getting into something like this that's credit based and lock yourself in for a year, because there might be something else that comes out better, 4 months from now, but you've already locked into Higgsfield. So make sure you read every word of the billing terms before you pay. There's no weird things where things expire and credits expire and all that. That's how I found a lot of this to put on, today's live stream. And I just want to kind of go a little bit further than I normally do to just make sure that you know what's going on. And thanks, Michael, by saying how we get so lucky to find someone that provides this powerful information. Because my last name is Luck, probably. No, I'm kidding. I'm glad that you like that, because that kind of feedback will really help me do better at these live streams, to make sure that you like this kind of stuff. And thanks, Kevin, by saying great stuff, and it's very helpful. And thank you, Wendy, by saying good tips. And thank you, Howard, by saying this is awesome. So how can you make, that's kind of that was all the, I don't know, shaking you up a little bit to prepare yourself before you use Higgsfield. Let's talk about how you can actually make money with Higgsfield. So there is a possibility one of you on this live stream right now could make $500,000 from one video that you generated. So one video that you've generated on Higgsfield, you could make $500,000 with. Here's how. So when you go to Higgsfield.ai, they have a thing right now called the Action Contest. Now, this is timely. This is why it's important. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so when I come out new live streams, you're always on like the cutting edge of this kind of stuff, because right now there's a contest going on and you still have about a week to get in your submission. So what you do, it's called the Make Your Action Scene Contest, and you go to Higgsfield.ai, find it, you click on it, and it will take you directly to where you can make an action scene, and there's a prize pool of $500,000. So this is where you can come up with and build a world, pick a hero, create an action scene, and you could use any tools on the platform to make your entry. Now, they've already had previous contests that they already paid out $25,000, so this isn't some kind of like, yeah, right, there's no way they're going to do this. Like, they've already done this before. They just keep increasing it. The deadline is about a week from today. In winning entries right now, you can come here, and if anything, you should come here, even if you don't plan on getting in this contest or feel like you want to do it, just to see what is possible and what people are doing creating videos on this platform. I've never seen anything to the level of these submissions that are being submitted right now. It is incredible to watch. So if anything, you just be a fly on the wall and see what people are doing. It'll give you inspiration on what you can do. So the winning entries right now that are like you can see entries that are trending on the top right. You can look at newest, you can look at most liked, you can look at most viewed. But they're getting about, a couple thousand views, like some of the top ones. Some of the top submissions, like the best ones, get like 70,000 views. But what they're doing is, and I've done some research, and I've looked at some communities inside of AIville, which is my community that I built for people that are learn how to use AI. They're talking about the creators that are actually getting all these views they're using two things. They're using the Cinema Studio 2.0 and they're using Kling 3.0. So when you come in here and you want to start looking at some of these submissions and see what they're doing, realize some of the top ones are using Creator Studio 2.0 with Kling 3.0 is the actual video generator. You can make full short films made entirely in Higgsfield. Some of these entries, they probably took days and very careful like scene planning and all that. And I'm going to show you kind of a shortcut or a cheat code on how you can do that if you want to get into it. But the quality that's coming out of this contest is just absolutely incredible. And what you need to know before you enter a contest like this is that winners are going to get notified through Instagram direct message only. So if you don't have an Instagram account, make sure you get an Instagram account, because they're going to try to encourage you to share it and all that kind of stuff. You must respond within 48 hours of them reaching out to you on Instagram to let you know that you won, or you're going to lose it. And Higgsfield is going to get a license to use your winning video. Prize money will be distributed via bank transfer or PayPal, and you keep the ownership, but they actually can continue to promote your work, which I actually don't think is a bad deal, because it's going to be just free promotion for you and what you're capable of doing, which is going to lead us into the next segment here in the live stream, is that if you want to like play around with AI, and I recommend anyone do this, like if you're going to take a tool and learn how to use it, you might as well, what I like to call like get paid to play. So I found a way where you could make about $100 for any AI video that you take the time to create. So let me show you how this works. There are people out there that are actually currently selling AI video services. Some of you that have followed me for a little bit, and if you've been on any of my workshops about the AI gold rush, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a platform out there called Fiverr. You can go to fiverr.com and search for AI video. They have a whole category called AI video, and you can see the results that are out there. And the product video ads are starting about $100 to $500. And they have AI spokesperson videos in dozens of languages, social media, content packages for monthly clients. And most of these sellers are using tools like Higgsfield because, let me show you. I'm going to jump over to Fiverr. So let me jump out of this side by side here. And we're going to go right to Fiverr. So when you're on Fiverr, you go to fiverr.com. And then on the top right, there's going to be a section called AI services. So when you click on AI services, or don't click on it, just move your mouse over it, and then come down to AI video, click on AI video, and that'll take you, there's 6,200 people, well, not people, 6,200 services that are available on Fiverr that people will say they will make for you. So you're going to see some of these services and be like, after you've spent some time on Higgsfield and you see what you could possibly create with Higgsfield, you're going to see some of these services and be like, oh my God, like I can crush this person at creating content because I'm showing you right now how you can do that. So like this person right here, they say, I will create AI art and AI video and AI animation. All of those, by the way, you can do in Higgsfield. So if we open up her listing here, so this Ilani, 314 reviews, her basic 10-second video is $100. So you do the math, 314 times $100. What is that? Someone in the chat, I did not do good at math. So it's $31,400. So $31,400 minimum she has made by just doing very basic like animation videos and stuff that when you watch her videos that she says like, hey, this is how good I can do for you for AI video. And you see that, and then you come over to Higgsfield and see what you're capable of doing with just the templates they provide. You're going to see how you could just completely clean up if you actually want to get in the business of offering AI videos. Again, there's people out there. This guy says, I will create AI videos with a voiceover, which I'm going to show you how to do here in a minute, where it's literally just, you have to have the right prompt. If you know how to prompt any of the AI video tools in Higgsfield, you can have any video that's stunning with spoken word and everything. This guy charges $100, has 197 reviews. So made almost $20,000, $100 at a time making videos for people. So there's people, they might only make 3D animation videos. Maybe they always wanted to like be the next Walt Disney, but they don't, they never knew how. Well, now they have the ability to use a tool like Higgsfield and say, make me a Disney Pixar style 3D animation of a girl riding a bike with her dog, and now she's in her school and she's singing a song, Happy Birthday. And then you're going to be able to make this kind of stuff in Higgsfield. So if you want to make money doing this kind of stuff, the best place I would recommend doing is, recommend going is you go to sellonfiverr.com. When you go to sellonfiverr.com, this is where you become like a Fiverr freelancer. So you just create your profile, go through the sign up process to create your profile, and then you'll be able to just put up listings like this. I'll show you how you can like get some help with that and stuff here towards the end if anyone's interested. And thank you, Northern Adventurista. Real quick, I just want to take a sip of water. I really need some medicine. I didn't bring medicine with me to the office today, but can you all let me know how many just give me a number. How many live stream? This is just, I want to get to know you a little bit more. How many live streams and one number have you seen of mine so far, do you think? I'm just wondering, like, I'm trying to come up with better questions I can ask all of you whenever you're here, other than just like, what's your name, where you're from? Because now I kind of got to know what a lot of your names are and where you're all from. And even like, I know Wendy Weber has a parrot, and I know Magnus is from Sydney, and I know Wayne Fox Magnus is from, wait for it, Sweden. Magnus that's here is from Sweden. Wayne Fox is from Sydney, Australia. So I'm just wondering, like, how many of you have seen live streams of mine? Okay. So we have Northern Adventurisa says, seen about 3. Okay. We've got Tammy has seen about 8. We have Holly has seen about 50 of my live streams. Michael has seen about 15. This is a cool question. I've never asked this question before. Wendy says it's probably going to be easier to say how many I've missed. Steve, everyone welcome Steve. He says 1, so this is probably his first one he's ever been to. So thank you for being here, Steve. Magnus, a lot more, probably over 100 over the years. Joseph, 20. Kevin's about 7. Michael, for AI, like probably all of them. Also, everyone, welcome Naveen. Naveen says 1, so this is probably Naveen's first one. We've got Steve who said about 10 to 15. Wayne said over 50. Good. I like that a lot of you have seen quite a few of my live streams, which means that, and we have a lot of people that are fairly new to the family too. We've got Jack that's coming in at 5, George coming in at 5. This is awesome. So thank you for all of you that are, taking the time to be here. Well, I hope I'm getting better for you, because I feel like live stream number 1 is very different than live stream whatever I'm on right now, because I'm trying to always learn from what you're all saying, and I go back and read the comments. I go back and read the live chat. I look at the number of likes to number of views and just everything I can possibly do to make this as beneficial as possible. Okay, so back to Fiverr. If you want to do anything, sorry, I'm in my office right now where there's like a busy street outside my window, and if you ever see me stop and just look this direction, because I'm worried like something happened out there. Okay, the math on starting your own service. So if you ever want to actually get into the world of becoming like a Fiverr freelancer or anything like that, so you can also offer like $29 monthly plans in where you could give hundreds of credits to people if you want to create your own platform like a Higgsfield. You could have one client project that could pay you for a full year. You could have a product to video that takes minutes, not hours. With Higgsfield itself, their UGC factory, you could batch multiple versions of ads in minutes, and you could deliver in a day what used to take a week or sometimes months for most people. And thanks, Wendy, by saying you're becoming more relaxed. It's probably because of the medicine I'm on today. So I'm on the Sudafed Red Label, which is like behind the counter. Because I'm just really congested today, so I'm just not feeling great. So that's probably also why I'm probably a little more relaxed. Fiverr services that you could launch over the weekend. So how I mentioned, when you go to Fiverr, here, let's go here to Fiverr. You can go to AI video, and then you're going to see there's a lot of different videos, types of videos that you could create for people. So you could do image to video. There's about 5,000 services available. There's text to video. There's video to video. So let's say you want to do image to video. So you want to offer a service where someone gives you an image and says, hey, can you make this a video for me? So if you want to take a look at what's out there, you click on that, and then you'll see there are people like this person right here that says, I'll create an AI generated video for your movie trailer, short film, or whatever, but it's image to video, which means they're going to upload images and you just make the trailer for them. So if you want to do something like that, you just got to get good at using Higgsfield and what AI video generators in Higgsfield to make movie trailers, which I'll tell you right now is Kling 3.0. But you can see how quick you can make money doing this. You can also do talking spokesperson videos, social media reel packages, multilingual ad translation for global brands, and motion graphic intros for YouTube channels. And as far as Higgsfield overall, now I'm going to get into kind of play, just so you know, when we get to the very end here, I'm just going to play around with Higgsfield completely like off script. So everything that you see that we're going through right now, I put together these very long documents that is very linear for me to make sure I make sure I get all the information to you that I want to get to you about Higgsfield, so you can make the decision do you want to spend your time doing this or not. And then when we get to the very end here, we're actually just going to play around with it. I'm going to show you some stuff that is completely off script. And this is for those of you that like to stick to the end, and that's why I save it. I'm starting to save these live demos to the end because I really want to reward the people that take the time to hang out with me and stick all the way to the end. So, all right. So how good is Higgsfield according to consumers? Well, 1,200 reviews, which I've come across, tell two very different stories. So there are people who love it, and they really love it. So creators that are all over social media and then also all over in AIville talking about it, they call it the best all-in-one AI platform. The Cinema Studio, which again, you can go to when you go to Higgsfield.ai, click on Cinema Studio on the top, you'll see something that looks like this. It's getting praised as genuinely groundbreaking. And it's true. I believe the same thing because I've never seen an interface that allows you to just somebody that doesn't know anything about cinema to be able to just create beautiful videos using, movements that they never thought to actually like program or tell AI to do, to actually use shots that they never thought to do, to use, quality, the just scenes that they never thought that they could probably create. And then just camera lenses, types of cameras, all of that. So all the things you can do in Cinema Studio, I understand why people are saying it's groundbreaking. Professional users are saying that it really replaced entire workflows. Agencies are using it for every project client now. So what you can do inside of Higgsfield is you can create projects. So you can have a project for you personally. You could have a project for, like, let's say a client that pays you on a retainer. You could have a project for just all, like, let's say your Fiverr character videos. You could have a project for your Fiverr movie trailer videos and all that. So in all of your projects, you can have your settings and everything all set up. So it's really easy for you to get in and out of things. And one reviewer said they had no idea like how they even worked before. And that was someone that I actually found on Trustpilot, which actually let's talk about that. So there's there's people that love it, but there's also people who hate it. And the people who hate it are furious about Higgsfield. So they have 3.7 stars on Trustpilot with over 1,200 reviews. So there are billing complaints that are coming up again and again and again where users are reporting credits that are disappearing before expected. Because like how I said, the credits like expire after 90 days. Some users are saying it expired within 14 days. Customer support response times are very inconsistent. And some paid users say that features stop working mid-plan, which would be terrible. And the pattern that keeps showing up is that the happy users, which makes total sense, they tend to be on higher tier plans. The reason why they're probably happier because they have access to everything. They have unlimited usage on some tools. So they don't have restrictions. They don't have bottlenecks. They're not hitting these cap limits where the frustrated users that are giving the poor ratings, they bought usually using discounted deals and things like that. Like you can go to Higgsfield and like when they come out with something new, like when there's a new video model that comes out or like when Kling 3.0 came out, when Cinema Studio 2 came out, when Vibe Motion came out, they always had these like free packages, like create your account now and you can get 10 free generations that won't charge any credits at all, a day for the next 5 days or something like that. So the whole idea was pretty much think of as they're giving you samples. So they're letting you taste their platform before, and then you're going to get addicted. And you're like, oh, I'm never going to leave here again. So a lot of the frustrated users, they bought these discounted deals or they got in for free. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got to pay money for this. And then they give them like a 1-star review. So the tool quality itself also rarely gets criticized. So when you start using the actual, like their house tools that they have. So when you look at image, they have like the Higgsfield Soul 2.0, which they've created in-house. They've got the Cinema Studio Image they created in-house. Cinema Studio Video created in-house. They have a lot of other things like the Draw to Video, Sketch to Video, Lip Sync Studio, Click to Ad. Like literally you could drop in a product URL and it'll just make a video ad out of the product. There's so much here that I just can't even cover. Those are the people that are using those tools. They're not criticizing the tool because it truly is incredible. And almost every complaint is usually about the billing or the credits. So just be prepared going into it. Like, how do you actually want to use Higgsfield? And the technology is praised, but just the company overall is not because of the credit thing. And then the customer support, as I can imagine, if they're getting like, God only knows how many bad, negative customer support things, like the people that are handling customer support, you can only handle so much negative stuff before you start losing your mind. So one thing you should know, or I should say a couple things you should know before you sign up to Higgsfield, is make sure you know exactly what you're signing up for, because the monthly plans and the annual plans, they have very different billing terms. So let me show you that. If I click on Higgsfield here on the right, if I go to higgsfield.ai/pricing, when they show you the plans, they immediately have it set toggled to annual, but you can toggle it over to monthly. Don't you find that kind of weird that when you have it set to monthly, they're showing you the creator plan at $250 a month, but when you set to annual, they're showing you something different? There's so many like weird kind of like smoke and mirrors going on when you're looking at the pricing that I don't like. And the way that it even works when you click on it, it almost feels like a video game or like a slot machine in a casino. And I don't know. I don't like it. So just make sure that you really pay attention to like what you're getting and not getting before you pick. If you want to go with an annual plan, make sure you know what you're getting into, because the annual plans, again, they're cheaper, but they're going to lock you in for a year. So you really need to know like what billing cycle you're getting, selecting. And the free tier is always going to be the safest to test everything first. So if I was you, and if you've never used Higgsfield before, I recommend just go to higgsfield.ai, sign up for the free plan, ignore all the crazy things that they're going to try to send your way for free to lock you into something. Just play with the free plan for a little while. And then once you're comfortable with the free plan, you can consider if you want to upgrade or not. And you really need to understand how the credit system works, because every plan comes with a set number of credits. And again, like right now, if I did the annual plan, I get 1,200 credits a month for Ultimate, 6,000 credits a month for Creator. Watch, if I switch to monthly, I still get 6,000 credits a month for Creator, but how come there's no monthly plan for Ultimate? So it's just kind of weird. Like, I don't like it. So pay attention to that. And then short video costs, like when you're actually using your credits, like I mentioned earlier, try to use their tools and get shorter form videos out of them first, so you really understand it before you start using the longer form videos, because you're going to get way more credits per image, way more credits per video. And these extra credit packs, if you ever get kind of feel like you're sucked into a credit pack, understand that they will expire after 90 days. So if you're going to get a credit pack, there's no exceptions. You need to make sure you use the credits and make sure you track your usage so you never get surprised like mid-project about what's going on. And again, start with the free tier. You can always work your way up and explore all the tools that are available, because I can make a live stream that is 12 hours long and spend an hour on every tool they have, but I don't think that's going to be beneficial to everybody. I want to introduce you to what's out there, talk about the benefits, the pros and the cons, show you how to start using the tools. And then the beauty with AI is that you need to get in the habit of just exploring on your own. You should spend more time, I'll tell you right now, and this is coming from someone on YouTube that is teaching you AI, but you should spend more time doing than consuming. So if you really want to watch my live streams and everything, like this week, I'm going live every day for an hour or two. So we're coming up on an hour. So hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you're going to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours watching a live stream, spend more than that doing what you just saw in the live stream, because that's going to be the best way you're really going to stay ahead in this world of AI. Is actually, and it's so much more fun doing the stuff than learning the stuff. Okay. And then figure out which features will actually cost you the most depending on what it is that you want to do, and match your real usage to the right plan tier. And you can always upgrade later with what you need. And Kevin says, I can't find the app Diffuse in the App Store. Did I get it somewhere else? Do me a favor. Search for Higgsfield and let me know because I've been on it was when I was going to get my resources and everything for this, some people said that they've recently changed the name from Diffuse to Higgsfield. So see if the actual app in the App Store is called Higgsfield and not Diffuse. And yeah, report back and let me know what you find out. Because I actually have I don't have the app on my phone, but on my computer, I have the app on my computer through the Mac App Store, and it's just Higgsfield. Okay, So tips to get more out of your credits. You kind of already know this for now. You want to pick the right model for the job. Not every project needs the most expensive model. Nano Banana Pro is going to be the best for quick generations. This is where I'm going to do a little show and tell. So if you want to play with images, you have a Higgsfield account. You go to image on the top. You go to Nano Banana Pro. It is going to be your most cost-effective image model to kind of play with. So you're going to click on that. And then ignore all the images you see on my screen because I'm always playing around with it for a lot of different things. And then I'm even like, I tried to even use models where the models failed and it said credits refunded. So that like if you ever see that like on your screen, I don't know if the credits got refunded or not, but I didn't really pay attention. But anyway, when you come in here and choose Nano Banana Pro, let me zoom in a little more. So at the very bottom, you're going to make sure you have the image model set, Nano Banana Pro. And then this is going to use the least amount of credits. Let me turn off my camera for a minute. So you're going to see, so 16 credits by default is going to say to generate an image at 4K. But watch, start with 1K because now I just cut the amount of credits in half because you need to get really good at using tools based off the prompts you're using. Like the result, what you get out of a tool is going to be equivalent to what you put into the tool. So if you give it a 1-sentence prompt, you're going to get like an okay result back. If you give a very advanced prompt, you're going to get a very advanced result back. So you need to kind of play around with tools. Like I know Seedream 4.5 just came out. If I click on that, you're going to notice you could get 4K for only 1 credit. That's because this isn't always going to be 1 credit. This is just a kind of like it's a deal or a special they have going on right now because Seedream 4.5 just came out. So before you start generating images, I recommend coming in once you get to like one of the image, when you choose from the image at the top, like whatever thing you want to start with, it doesn't really matter. I would just recommend always start with Nano Banana Pro because that's always going to be there. And then once you get here, before you type a prompt and generate it, pay attention to the credits, and then just play around with the other image generators. It's going to show you the featured models here at the top. So as of right now, February 23rd, we have Higgsfield Sol 2.0, we have Seedream 4.5, we have Nano Banana Pro, we have Nano Banana, and we have ChatGPT Image 1.5. So Seedream 4.5 is going to say only 1 credit. Nano Banana Pro, 8 credits. Nano Banana, 1 credit. ChatGPT Image 1.5, 24 credits. So be really careful and just kind of play around with one that is like maybe 1 or 2 credits just so you can have some fun with your free credits you get with your free account so you can just kind of get some more spins on the slot machine to see kind of what you come up with. So the reason all my images look like this because I was going crazy trying to make some images for like different like live summits that I had to do and everything. And I just kind of wanted to do something crazy in my office. So, and then I did some Christmas images. That was a whole Christmas kind of theme for a while. And then I did all kinds of crazy stuff. But I'm always using Higgsfield for pretty much anything that I do with images or video. I'm always going to be using Higgsfield. All right. You also are going to use, I recommend playing around and experimenting with Sol 2.0 for images and Cinema Studio for video. Like you saw earlier, those are 2 new platforms they just came out with. So to find Sol 2.0, you move your mouse over image and click on Higgsfield Sol 2.0, and then it'll take you there where it's just now going to be what's chosen. And then you can actually check this out. Since Sol is like their own in-house image generator, look at this. I can actually have 2,500 free generations with Sol 2.0 without spending any credits at all. So this is because they want you to try to use their internal AI model that competes with Seedream 4.5, Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana, GPT Image 1.5. So why they have it right now where you can play around with it for free, play around with it for free and see what kind of stuff you can come up with and click on their presets. Because remember, the guy that created Higgsfield was the guy that also created the Snapchat image and video filters. So you're going to have filters on here that are just incredible, and just definitely play around with it and have a lot of fun. Okay, you want to also get your image right before you hit generate. So a lot of what people do when it comes to image generation, like AI image generation, is that they will take an image that they like a selfie of themselves or a picture of themselves, and they upload it as like the base image. So right now I could click on character, and then I can like upload me as the character, and then I type a prompt to say, put me on the set of Tool Time, with Tim Allen, Al Borland, and Pamela Anderson or whatever, and then it'll do that. So make sure whatever image you use to upload that it's well lit, and it's gonna give you better results. And then simple short prompts will outperform detailed ones. You can set your aspect ratio before, not after. So there's a lot of aspect ratios you can choose here. You can choose like 9:16, 3.4, 2:3, 1:1, 4:3, 16:9, 3:2. I'll tell you right now, if you want to generate something just for social media, 3:4 is probably going to be the most popular. If you want to generate like something that would be, more for like a background on a computer or whatever, would be 16:9, or a thumbnail for a YouTube video would be 16:9. And you can play around with the different images or the different aspect ratios, but you want to set it before you generate the image, not after, and use start and end frames if you want to lock in very specific things. And every time that there's like a failed generation, maybe you typed in something that says, oh, you hit like a privacy filter or something, and we can't generate that, you'll lose credits and you won't be able to get them back. So be careful with that. Don't be stupid. You also want to build a workflow that eliminates waste. So you want to test ideas with your free credits first. I saw there was a question that came in from Chris. Great name, by the way. Says, what does unlimited mean for those tagged that way? Is it still using credits then? No. So like Higgsfield is always coming out with these promotions to get people to use Higgsfield. And right now, as of February 23rd, Higgsfield Sold 2.0 is a promotion they've got going on where you can get 2,500 free image generations just completely free, like on the house. It'd be like if you're going into a casino, this is like house money. So that's what that means. So I would recommend for that, playing around with what you see and also same with video. You'll have to click around on the video, but they might have some video models that are also like free generations. So you want to generate images. Oh, what's up, Darlene? I always wondered, like sometimes when people come in with different screen names, I never know like who it is. So thanks for letting me know. You want to use presets before building them from scratch every time. So if you are on a model, if they have something where normally it's going to see, here, let me turn off me for a minute. So you're going to see down here on the bottom, you can describe your image, and then you can choose a character, which would just be like a selfie of you or whatever. And then where it says general, this is where when you click on that, this is where you're going to find presets. And this will work for every image and video generator. So you're going to click on general if you want to play around presets. If you are pretty good at prompting, you won't have to worry about presets. You could just go ahead and just use whatever like prompt you want to use. So and then I'm going to get through a couple more things here, and then we're just going to shift over to unplugged version of me, and we're just going to start playing around with some things. I'm going to show you we're going to try some things out that I'm kind of curious about. So how to decide if Higgsfield is going to be right for you is just really understanding what Higgsfield actually charges for. So you're paying for convenience when it comes to Higgsfield. You're paying for the convenience of like their models that they have and their templates they have in their studio and like all these things that you're not going to get anywhere else. You're going to get on Higgsfield because, again, it is because it's the way the founder built it, and that's just kind of his background, is like having, filters and all that kind of stuff for people. So again, what Higgsfield does, now they're experimenting with their own AI and their own AI models with Sold 2.0, but they're bundling other companies all into one place. So you're getting Kling 3.0, you're getting Sora 2, you're getting Sora 2 Pro, you're getting VO 3.1. They are not made by Higgsfield. They're made by other services. They're pulling them in, and then they're just charging you as like a middleman between you and the service. So your money is always going to Higgsfield because they're the ones who are running the AI. And then the real question is like, what would actually make more sense for you as a creator? Do you want to use these video and image models directly, or would it make more sense to load some money into Higgsfield in their credit system and just use Higgsfield? So subscribe to each model on their own. I'll tell you right now, Kling 3.0, which is the latest model for like video at the moment, has its own plans, start around $10 a month. Google VO 3.1 is available through Google Gemini. Sora 2 and Sora 2.0 comes with a Chat GPT Plus subscription. Minimax and all these others out there that are kind of smaller level services, they have their own free tiers. But if you add all them up, they could actually still be less than a Higgsfield subscription, but you're paying for convenience with Higgsfield. So when Higgsfield actually makes sense for you is if you want every model all in one interface with no switching at all. You want to play with their Cinema Studio, which is their original like technology, where it's like just drag and drop things and you pick your camera lenses and you pick your cameras and it's all very visual. It's a very simple interface. It's for people that don't know or want to prompt. Cinema Studio is going to be great. The value of Soul ID is going to be for if you want to take a picture of yourself or of a client or whoever, and you want to upload that one time, and now you're locked in as a consistent character. And then you can use Soul ID and Soul 2.0 to make all these things with your consistent character within Higgsfield. So you don't have to always be uploading a picture of yourself every time you're starting a new chat with these services individually. And also it's going to be making sense for you if you're producing volume and you need just speed over savings. Like when you actually, if you want to get in the world of offering like AI video services for people, and you've got people that are, you know, you've got orders coming in every day and you're just like, oh my God, I got to keep up with this. You're going to want something like Higgsfield because you can have everything organized by project and all of that. And also if you only use one or two models, like save your money. If you only want to use like Nano Banana Pro for images and call it Google VO 3.1 using Gemini, then you don't need Higgsfield. Just stick with ChatGPT and Gemini and you're good. But if you want to get into like some crazy next level stuff, that's what you're going to be wanting to use Higgsfield for. So is Higgsfield actually worth it? Well, what Higgsfield gets right is, again, every major AI model is in one single platform. Cinema Studio 2.0 is unlike anything I've ever seen out there. Soul ID and then Soul ID 2.0 is their character consistency is extremely impressive. The preset library makes creation very fast for beginners, and there's no other platform out there that is going to give you this much in one place for image and video generation. What you need to decide for yourself is, are you using models and enough models to justify just like the one subscription, or do you need the convenience, or would it be better and more convenient for you to not worry about Higgsfield and just deal with models directly? Is your usage high enough to get value from like these free credit systems and stuff they have? Can you commit to learning the platform properly? Because the free tier will answer most of those questions. That's why I always recommend like start with a free tier, have fun with it, play with it, learn how to use it. It's like we're kids again with all these new toys. And it's just a matter of like just getting down and having fun with them. And the bottom line is with Higgsfield is that these tools are real. The output quality is there. It's phenomenal. I recommend starting free and let your own results really guide your decision. Keep an eye out because I'm going to, on my YouTube channel, on Chris Luck on YouTube, I'm going to have upcoming very deep dive live streams on Cinema Studio. And I'm going to have an upcoming live stream, a deep dive live stream on Soul ID on how you can use Higgsfield to like generate either clones of yourself, or if you want to do like create AI influencers for people, how you can use Higgsfield for that and how you can compartmentalize and put everything in projects. So I'm going to make, if people are interested in that, and if you would be interested in that, let me know in the chat right now. I will be more than happy to do those deep dive live streams if it's of interest to people. And if you are of interest of anything like that, what I recommend if you're new to my channel, if you're one of the people that have been seeing like 1 to 5 live streams, like from me, I recommend going to my channel and then subscribing. If you haven't done so already, here, I'll show you. You hit subscribe, but just don't hit subscribe and be like, oh, I'm subscribed now. Click on the subscribe again and then turn the bell on all notifications, because I'm a dad. I'm father of 2 daughters that are 13 and 15, and the our sports schedule is crazy. The driving kids to practices and friends' houses is crazy because they can't drive yet. So I might set a live stream up for a specific day and time, but if like my family schedule changes, I have to adjust that time. So if you have all notifications turned on, when you see that I have a live stream prepared and I have to switch the time last minute for something, you'll get notification for that. So that's the best way to, subscribe. And thanks, Wendy, by saying interested, and thank you by saying absolutely, being that you'd be interested in that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go a little unplugged. So everything you just saw was when I went back and read a lot of the comments and read a lot of the chat messages, and I've got some messages from people on social media talking about my live streams. And when I went through the negative comments were, I didn't get to just the teaching fast enough. I spent a lot of time talking about my family or this or that. And the reason why I did that, because I'm just nervous as hell being live on YouTube. And I don't know, I'm learning. So now what I'm doing, trying to move forward, is I put together this document, which I want to make sure we get through, because I want to make sure I want to give you every possible benefit, negative thing to think about, what people are saying, pricing on any tool I ever talk about. Once I get through all this, then the people that just wanted to find this video on YouTube, watch it, get everything out of it, and then move on, they can move on. So if that's you, then you're welcome to move on now, because now I'm going to look at this as, for those of you who just want to stick around, this is where I'm kind of unplugged, and we're just going to kind of play around with some things. So if that's okay with you, well, even if it's not okay with you, you're welcome to leave. But I'm going to go ahead and stick around because there's some things I want to test out, and I want to really push the limits of Higgsfield, and I want to see what it can do. So I'm going to do that right now. And then, how long have we been on here? I don't even know. About an hour. So it's not too bad. That's pretty good training for about an hour. So, all right. What we'll do is, and thank you, Michael. What makes your YouTube's presentation so enjoyable is that you're off the cuff. Please don't change things. Yeah, I appreciate it. I prefer being off the cuff, but I do respect when I get a lot of negative comments about my live streams on how I am too all over the place, and I'm hard to follow. I get it. So the only way I can get better is like listening to what people are saying and try to make adjustments. So I'm going off the cuff right now. So what I did right now is, it would be if we were bowling and we're on a bowling lane and the bumpers were up, meaning you can never like roll a gutter ball. In the US, bowling is a thing. That's kind of what I just did. So the bumpers have been up the entire time. I got through my whole thing about Higgsfield AI. Now the bumpers are going down. And then let's say we had a couple beers, and then now we're just going to kind of go bowling and see what happens. And there might be, some gutter moments. And thank you by saying the way you teach is real. Forget the haters. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. So if I see a lot of people saying the same thing, I try to learn from it. But okay, going off the cuff, what I'm curious about is, I have a lot of people inside my community, which is AIville. And inside of AIville, a lot of people are asking me, I'm real big, and I'm a huge advocate of and a believer in like this AI gold rush that's happening right now, because there's people out there on places like Fiverr that are offering AI services, and they are making a killing, and they're doing it with very subpar content. So if you can come into something like this and make very high quality content, And I mean, you'll be able to blow away people that are having 1,000 reviews and, 188 reviews and all this kind of stuff by just making better content. So what I'm curious about is there's a lot of people asking me, like, can you use a platform like Higgsfield to just do everything from start to finish with, let's say, a client? So someone that wants to create, let's say, an AI influencer. So there's this whole world where you could type in AI influencer on Fiverr, and we're talking like user-generated content, also known as UGC content, and people are paying a lot of money to have these like models created. So this woman doesn't exist, and they will, they will charge you $35 for you to design a custom AI influencer with maybe 5 different unique angles of that person. So I'm wondering, because a lot of people are asking me, could you get in the business of creating AI influencers either for people or for yourself? I know a lot of people that are creating social media accounts. So call it like a TikTok account with a made up person. So someone like this that doesn't exist, they will make images of that person. Then they will make short form content, like 8-second long content of that person, just doing random stuff like walking on the beach or having dinner at the top of a New York hotel with a helicopter in the background, like crazy stuff. And then people go nuts over this, and then they build this massive following. And then all of a sudden, after they build a massive following, they'll recommend products like, hey, I, love this community called AIville because AIville is where my creator actually learned how to create me. By the way, I'm not real. And people are like, oh my God, and they lose their minds. So, also what other people are doing is they're creating these, and it doesn't have to be like, an attractive woman. People are creating AI influencers of like a handyman, like a guy that looks like just maybe, okay, I say handyman, but I would say probably a handyman that's a guy that looks like he could be on the poster of a handyman calendar of the year, with like ripped abs, and he's got his little tool belt on, and he's going to teach you how to like, change your air filter like in your house. Like people are making social media content on this stuff. And so I was wondering, can you create like from start to finish, maybe an influencer using Higgsfield, and then use them, like ID them on Higgsfield as like your sole ID character is one of your characters, and then just create a whole bunch of user generated content on that character. I don't know. So I'm curious how that's how that would work. So the first thing that I do is you need to, before you do something like this, you need to like create the character, right? Well, since Higgsfield Soul 2.0 is free, we might as well start with that, and then just kind of, I want to show you how I test models. Okay, so if I don't know what would be the best model, Soul, Seedream, Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana, or ChatGPT 1.5, which is expensive as heck. I don't know what model would be best for what we need. So what I'll do is I need to come up with a prompt to describe what it is that I need to create. Just as an example, we'll say an AI influencer. Does anyone in the chat, I like to interact with everyone that's here live. Someone throw out like, what type of person would you like for me to create as an AI influencer? So again, it could be an attractive woman. It could be a handyman with 6-pack abs. It could be a handyman with a beer belly, that looks like a redneck or like talks like a hillbilly. It could be whatever you want. So I'm just looking at Fiverr. When you go to look up AI influencer, I don't see a lot of people wanting hillbilly contractors is what they want to pay to have created. But someone let me know in the chat, because I rather just go off of what one of you say. And then it usually takes a second, usually like 10 seconds from the time that I ask for some feedback to I see something come through. And some of you are probably like, I don't know, just make whatever. And you're just waiting for someone else to say. Okay, Michael says a tech guy. We'll see if anyone else comes through. Because the first thing you need to do is pick an image generator. I would recommend picking an image generator on Higgsfield that is free. And as of right now, let me turn off my camera. We have 2,500 free generations. An affluent window cleaner. That's interesting. I never even would think of something like that. Would it possible be to build it on ourselves? Yeah, you could totally do that. What I'll do for that one is I'll actually make a whole separate live stream about cloning yourself using Higgsfield. So specifically cloning yourself using Higgsfield, because I need to do that myself and I have not done it yet. So I want to make sure that I find out what the best model is for image and also what the best model is for video. And then I will make the absolute best training you will ever see on cloning yourself using Higgsfield. So, okay, this is a good one too. Trucker. Oh, what's up? Thanks for coming, Susan. It's okay. It's all right. Susan says, I'm late, but I missed the announcement of the time change. I'm here for part of the live stream. We'll rewatch the beginning. Can everyone in the chat for Susan from Oklahoma on a 1 to 10 scale let Susan know for the first about, 90 minutes or so? How was the quality of today's live stream on what was taught, so Susan knows if she should go back and watch the rest of it or not? That's also for me to know too. Let's have fun with this one. So Howard just says trucker. I see a lot of other very, very specific ones that have come in, but trucker could be fun. Okay, so what you could do is you could just go straight into, you know what, we don't even need this tutorial here on the left anymore. So I'm going to do something where I'm just going to remove, I'm playing around with this new side-by-side feature in Chrome. Let me do separate views. Okay, now let me take this and just close that tab. Okay, now we're just straight up in Higgsfield only. So you can actually see more of what we're looking at here. So you can look at like my image generator and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. So we're going back to trucker. And also for Susan, for those of you, everyone has taken time to let you know if you should watch this again or not. So Steve gave it a 10, Michael gave it a 10. We got awesome and hundreds and tens and a 12. So good. I'm glad you all appreciated that this was like informative because that's it's going to be such a good replay. Good, because I try to include as much like good informative information as I can to help all of you to make like the best decisions moving forward with this. Okay, so we're going to do a trucker. So here's the problem where most people fail. They will go to, let's say, an image generator, call it Higgsfield Soul because we're talking about that, and they will say something like, I don't have my whisper turned on where I can actually talk because I was updating the app, so I don't have it turned on. So you have to watch me type. So I'll say an image of a trucker that is, actually, how about this? A portrait, actually a full body portrait of a trucker with overalls on and a trucker hat and a beard that is in his mid-40s and is ripped. Why not? Okay, so this is what most people do. They will just send in like a request to something like Soul 2.0, or so then when they're waiting for an image to generate, or what they'll do is they will say, oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and just try out Seed Dream too. So they'll leave that same prompt in there and generate it with Seed Dream. And what's cool with Higgsfield is that you can generate multiple things at one time when you have like a paid account. So they're like, you know what? Let's also try it with Nano Banana Pro. So we'll do Nano Banana Pro. And then now Nano Banana Pro, I actually screwed up with that one. This is a great example of how you can actually really mess up. So with Nano Banana Pro, look at this. So all I was doing was I was just changing the featured models and I was hitting generate, but Nano Banana Pro accidentally generated 4 at a time. It didn't generate 4 at a time. It's because it says batch size 4 out of 4. So I should have just went to 1 of 4, because now it just cost me 8 credits when it should have only cost me 2 credits, because I didn't want 4 images of Nano Banana Pro. I just wanted 1 image to compare the image generators. So that was kind of crappy, but well, let's check it out anyway. So this is what most people do. So this guy does not exist. This is a full body portrait of a trucker with overalls and a trucker hat with a beard in his mid-40s and is ripped. That is pretty darn good, if I, say so myself. And then also made a different version, and it made a different version because it was, this was Nano Banana Pro, but it actually made 4 versions of this thing. Then we also have this one, which was, it'll tell you what it was. This one is Seedream 4.0. So the Seedream actually looks much more of a calendar. Like, I would say this would be like July 2026 calendar man. So it's, I don't know, more like that. And this was Higgsfield Soul. Oh, this is a terrible example. Sorry, Higgsfield. So this is what you get when you this is what you get when you don't pay for any credits with Higgsfield Soul, and you say a trucker in his mid-40s with overalls that's ripped. This is what 0 credits is going to get you, and this is what this to me, I feel like Nano Banana Pro is probably the best one. Okay, so let's say that, all right, so that's what most people do. And I hope you all are enjoying this as much as I am. So before you actually create a video, you need to have your character. Okay, so if you don't have your character, that's the easiest way to do it. Now, how many of you here that are here live are members of AIville? Like, actually a member of my community, AIville. If you are, just type in member, because if you're not, I'm just going to skip this next part. But if you are, then I'm going to I'm going to show you something, because these live streams are all about the audience. I'd much rather do these live than do these privately and then just pre-record these and hope that you all like them. So I'm waiting for people to submit to let me know in the chat, are you a member or not? Okay, so it looks like it was about 10 seconds. So, okay, so we have Phil's a member, we have Aaron's a member, we have Ollie's a member, Magnus is a member, Queen Bee is a member, Marilyn's a member. Okay, we have a lot of members that are here. So I've got something that I just released before we went live. I have not tested it yet, so bear with me if it doesn't do a great job, but I guarantee what you see today is going to be the worst it will have ever been, okay? So I haven't tested this. It could totally fail on me because I just didn't have time to test it. So what we're going to do, and if you're not a member of AIville and you're watching this on YouTube, don't give me hate comments. I'm doing this for my members that are here. So you go to AIville and then you click on AI characters, and then I just released right above me, right there, I released Higgy, which is a Higgsfield assistant. So I knew that I'm going to be using Higgsfield a lot myself over the coming weeks and months and years. So I needed this assistant for me, and I also wanted to develop this for all of you. So she is now live for all of you inside of AIville. So when you click on Higgy, what you can do is talk to her like you would talk to ChatGPT. So she is trained on every model, image model and video model that is inside of Higgsfield, and she will give you a prompt that'll blow your mind that is not a prompt you would have ever come up with. So if your prompt would have been a full body portrait of a trucker with overalls on and a trucker hat, a beard that's in his mid-40s and ripped, instead, what you should do is go to the AIville, click on AI characters, click on Higgy, which is the Higgsfield assistant, and then you'll say, I need an image prompt actually do this. I need an advanced high quality UGC style image prompt for this. And then I'm just going to put in a full body portrait of a trucker with overalls, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to say, which image model would you like to use this? Would you like to use for this? Seedream 4.5 or Nano Banana Pro, because Higgy knows what the latest model is. And the way that you prompt these image models are going to be different, because Seedream is going to recognize certain things that Nano Banana Pro won't. Well, out of what we just ran the quick little one-liner test on, instantly I could tell you Nano Banana Pro is going to be the best for like a very user-generated content image still. So I'm just going to say Nano Banana Pro. So now what she'll do, she's like, perfect, Nano Banana Pro. Here, I'll zoom in so you can read it a little better. So she's like, Nano Banana Pro likes precision and grounded realism. Will lean into the authentic UGC texture, natural skin detail, and real-world imperfections. Copy and paste prompt. So it just took that prompt and then it just leveled it up. So what we did was, instead of it being a 1 out of 1 prompt, it is now a 10 out of 10 prompt specifically for that image model. And it's also letting you know, if you want some tiny iteration knobs, you can swap golden hour for harsh midday sun for a grittier vibe, change iPhone 15 Pro front camera selfie angle for more raw UGC, add oil stains or grease smudges for more blue collar realism, make him leaning against the truck door for a stronger storytelling. So it's basically letting me know, just paste this into Higgsfield with Nano Banana Pro and generate 4 variants. If the vibe leans too model-esque instead of real trucker, tell me what feels off and I'll tighten it. So she is your assistant now. So what you're going to do is just copy this and jump over to Higgsfield. And now she said 4 generations. So we'll do 4. And I just copied and pasted her whole prompt. Okay. And then we're just going to, looks like it cut a little bit off because it was too long. So I need to make sure I need to find out what the maximum character limit is for a prompt in Higgsfield, and I'll make sure the prompt she gives you will be the maximum prompt. Like, it'll use all possible characters. So I'll make a note for myself, actually, right now for that. Hang on a second. Let me grab my pen. I got a new pen. Check this out. How cool is that? It's like an old school fountain pen, because I used to love these when I was a kid, and I'm like a very tactile kind of person. So let me write that down. So find max prompt character length for Higgy. Okay. All right. So now it's generating these. So what we'll do is just kind of wait a second. And thanks, Kevin, by saying awesome prompt, Higgy. Yeah, Mike Rowe. You know what? You're not kidding. That actually does look like Mike Rowe. Yeah, it looks like we have a new best friend. I know a lot of you that are in AIville, you love the characters because they do feel like best friends for you. And yeah, she does understand credits as well. Okay, so this is very good in the sense, like, the guy before looked, in the whole sunset and the vibe and the way that the image is blurred out in the background, this looks much more, again, UGC style than the other one. The other one looked like it could have definitely been like an AI model, because he looked a little too ripped and it looked a little too like magazine quality. But I don't like how this guy is wearing, what is that, like long johns? And that just looked kind of off. It looks very natural. So what I should have probably done is looked at the prompt that she created and probably make some tweaks, because it looks like she put these white long johns on under him, whereas this guy, doesn't have white long johns on. So this is where I would go back to Higgy and I would say, that was great, but he needs to be ripped with sleeveless flannel. And then actually, let's see that here. This is what I like to do. I like to be kind of mean to the AI models, just because that's the only way they're going to get better, is to let them know they need to be better. I'll say that sucked. He needs to look more ripped and have a, let's say, red and black checkered sleeveless flannel. This is why I have to use this Whisper app, because I cannot type for the life of me. But I was in the middle of updating it, and I don't think it's updated on my laptop right now. So that's why I'm not using it. But that's why I always have to use it. So she's like, okay, got it. We're going harder on the physique, blue collar, alpha energy. Still UGC, still real, just way more shredded. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what we want. So now she just gave us that. And she's also letting us know, maybe here's some tiny iterations if you want to improve on it. So we're going to copy that. And we're going to come back and then paste that down. So then we would just generate that, and then you wait again. So that's going to be the best way to use someone like Higgy, which is going to be like an AI assistant for you in AIville, versus doing it on your own. Because doing it on your own, the thing is like any adjustments that you make, you're not going to know what's working. So you don't know to say more gritty, or you don't know to say use an iPhone 15 camera instead of a 17 Pro, because a 17 Pro is actually going to look way more cinematic, whereas a 15 Pro is going to look more the rest of the world, right? So the way that we designed Higgy and all of our assistants inside of AIville is that when you talk to them, you'll actually get constructive feedback as to what they did for the prompt, and then also give you suggestions to modify the prompt. So it's almost like you're learning as you're going, instead of just coming to Higgsfield and just putting in random stuff and just as is. So, all right, so we're getting a little better here, except it's cutting her off, but this is a good one. He's obviously looking more ripped. He has a red and black, sleeveless flannel, like I said, and I wanted, so out of all these, that one would have been probably my favorite one. So what you can do then inside of Higgsfield, once you have something like that, is that you can upscale it so you can make it higher quality. You can enhance it. You can relight it. You can get multiple angles for this. And I recommend the first thing you'd want to do is maybe the enhancer. And this is where you can like make the skin a little more imperfect or realistic, just to really give it like an added vibe to it. And this is why you would want to use something like Higgsfield over using Nano Banana Pro and Gemini, because you don't have these presets. The reason Higgsfield is so special is because, again, it was created by Alex. I forget his last name. I think he's Russian, but the guy that actually did the Snapchat video and image filters. So he's taking what he knows with Snapchat and he brought that into Higgsfield, and then all of us get to benefit from it. So anyway, so what you would do is you take something like that, like something that you like, and then from here, let me go ahead and turn off my camera. So from here, you can take it and then you can download it to your computer. Well, actually, I would upscale it once. So I'd upscale it to maybe 4 times. I gotta sneeze, hang on. Okay, so I gotta blow my nose too. I'm not gonna do that on camera. So you're gonna upscale it 4 times, and then once you do that and you get that scheduled up, you're gonna have a much higher resolution of your character. So this works for you too. Like for those of you that you'll see me whenever I do a live stream about cloning yourself with Higgsfield. This is the kind of stuff you're going to be able to do. I'll show you how you can take an image of yourself, enhance it to a whole different level to where you look a little bit better. The imperfections you don't like, the double chins you don't like can be gone. And then you upscale it and enhance everything. And then you save that as your character in Higgsfield. And now anytime you create content of yourself through Higgsfield, that optimized character version of yourself is there. So thank you for saying bless you. I appreciate it. Okay, so what I'm waiting for right now is the upscaled version so I can kind of show you what to do next. And again, what we're doing right now is if we're bowling, we're just bowling with the bumpers off the lane. Like I don't kind of know the direction I'm going right now in this live stream. I'm just going with it because this is stuff I need to like learn these tools a little better myself. So I rather learn in real time than just learn kind of by myself. So, okay, so I'm going to click on this guy. The upscaled version is going to be a much better enhanced version. And then we are going to, from here, you can download it to your computer with the download button. You can animate it, which will take it right into video editing, I believe. I'm going to double check. And then reference. I'm curious what happens when I click animate, and I'm curious what happens when I click reference. So let's try them out. Let me close these other tabs that I have on my computer because we don't need those. Okay, so we are going to do animate, and then, okay, it looks like it took me directly to the video editor inside of Higgsfield, and it took me to Kling 2.6. Now, I'll tell you right now, Kling 2.6, as of today, February 23rd, is an old video model. A video model. We don't want that. So you want to hit change, and this is where you want to change it to like a different video model from the top. So I'll tell you right now, Kling 3.0 is going to be your best video model. So you'd hit general. So now what we can do is like take that character. He's now sitting in Kling 3.0, and what Higgsfield is doing is waiting for us to give it a prompt on what we want this character to do. So let's not do that yet because I want to do something. I should open that in a new tab. Let's see if I can open this in a new tab. Okay, so I'm trying to go back to this guy because I wanted to see what would happen if I clicked on reference, because I believe what this should do is save it maybe as, or I can also favorite it and save it like that. But let's hit reference. Okay, so reference, what that does is it's going to pull it up to where we can modify that image. That's not what I was wanting to do. I wanted to just know that this was the guy I wanted to keep. So it looks like, okay, we can save it. If I hit open in, this is where we can do multi-shots of this person. We can enhance his skin. We can do angles. We can relight. We can restyle them. We can upscale them. So, okay. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So add to a folder. So if you want to create a clone of yourself using AI, but also you want to create these like characters that don't exist, call it AI influencers that you want to create for different social media platforms to do and say certain things for you or whatever, you want to create folders inside of I almost said AIville, inside of Higgsfield. So then that way each folder can have all the assets, all the images, all the videos of that character. So this is where I can just say create a new folder. And then this is the new folder. I'll say trucker. Okay, so now I can save him in my trucker folder, and now he's saved. Now this is the beginning, version 1 of our AI influencer, Tom the Trucker. Okay, so then now once we have Tom the Trucker, we can come back to where we can do the video. And then for the video here, this is where we chose the latest video model, Kling. We uploaded Tom the Trucker. And then now this is where you need to just figure out what you want to, describe your video. Like, what do you want him to do? So what can you do? Well, I'll show you. This is what I would do. I would go back to AIville. I would go back to your characters. I would go back to Higgy. And then I've got like right here, actually here. Where is it? Oh, let me show you. Right here, I'm tickling it. This is a button you can click on that remembers all your past chats. So you can click on that, and then we can find the trucker portrait prompt and pick right back up from that conversation we had. And I will say, again, I wish, you know what, let me try to turn on my whisper because I don't like that I have to keep typing because I don't like to type. Okay. Let's just see if Whisper is working. All right, so for those you don't know, if you go to try Whisper, Whisper, this is an app that I'm using right now. I've used it for a long time, but I'm just now starting to talk about it. It runs on your computer, and as long as you have it active, which I didn't have it active earlier, but I just activated it because I had to update it, you can just press a short key on your computer and then talk about whatever you want. And it uses AI to just remove the ums, the uhs, the awkward pauses, and it formats what you're saying to wherever your cursor is on your computer. So it's trywhisper.com. And then, all right, so now that I'm here, I'm just going to say, that was great. Thank you. I now need a video prompt for Kling 3.0 to have this guy walking towards the camera and speaking the words, if you want to learn AI, you should follow Chris Luck on YouTube. Okay, so then I always like to double check the prompt. So that was great. Thank you. Now I need a video prompt for Clean 3.0 to have this guy walking towards the camera and speaking the words, quote, if you want to learn AI, you should follow Chris Luck. Yep, exactly what I want. Okay, so then it's going to say, love it. Clean 3.0 is perfect for natural walking motion and dialogue sync. Will structure this high control so the physique stays consistent and the lip sync lands clean. Here's a video prompt for Clean, which is 8 to 10 seconds long. So this is the prompt you would not have to worry about writing. And then it's also letting you know about tiny iteration knobs. Run this for 8 to 10 seconds. If the lip sync feels off or the walk looks stiff, tell me what specifically breaks and I'll tighten the motion beats. So we can just copy that. And then we can come back here and then we'll paste it in. Now, again, this is version 0.1 of using that character, this character right here. So I don't know if this prompt is too long. It probably will be. So let's double check. I'm going to see what the last part of this prompt was. Okay. Nope. It didn't cut off. I don't want subtitles though. So let me remove the subtitle part. Okay. Oh, no, actually, sorry. The negative constraints was subtitles. Because like we have it where it puts a negative constraint. So like it should not have robotic walking. It should not have stiff arms. It should not have exaggerated bodybuilder posing. It should not have a lip sync. You're basically telling AI like what not to do. Okay, so we've got that and we uploaded the image. So then we have Clean 3.0. It did say what, 8 to 15 seconds. So we could choose, we could move the slider here, whatever, wherever we want. We'll just leave it 18 seconds and then I'll just generate it. So this, however, will take a little bit. So I don't even know how, it all depends on like processing. Yeah, I know, I saw that MD. I should have left watermarks in there too, because it could put some random like Higgsfield watermark or something on there. And that's a cool trick with video generation, is that if you have a section that says negative prompt and then you tell it the things you don't want to be on the video or you don't want to happen, it just won't put it there. So a lot of video generators that have watermarks put on the videos, you can actually instruct it, say, don't put a watermark on there, and it won't put a watermark on there. So that's a really cool kind of added benefit. So while we're waiting for us to generate, for those of you that haven't yet hit the like button and you're watching this live, this would be a great time to hit like now if you like the fact that I'm going off of, I put the bumpers down on the bowling lane and we're just kind of winging it, because I don't know what's going to happen. This might totally fail. And if it does, then we're going to figure out what failed and we'll fix it. I was playing around earlier though with Higgy, the AI character inside of AIville, and I had her make this character. But the thing is, I can't make this full screen where you can see it. It'll actually mess it up if I say, I'll just hit play, but you can watch it. It's kind of small, but I was just seeing like, if I put in a prompt, like I asked Higgy, can you make a realistic UGC style video of a woman sitting in her living room with warm lighting and a laptop holding coffee and talking about, I forgot what I said, like something about Chris Luck on YouTube. So I didn't create the image ahead of time. I just wanted to see, can I go straight into Clean 3.0 and will it create a character just on the fly? And it totally did that. So let me show you. I'll just go ahead and hit play, and then I don't know if you'll hear it or not, but we'll find out.
If you want to learn how to use AI, you should join one of Chris Luck's live streams.
Not bad, right? So if you missed it, I'll play it one more time.
If you want to learn how to use AI, you should join one of Chris Luck's live streams.
So that prompt was generated inside of AIville. I went to Higgy, the Higgsfield assistant, and that's exactly what I said. I would, here, let's say, I need you to make me a prompt specific for Clean 3.0 that has a woman sitting in the middle of the jungle with a parrot on her shoulder, and she looks at the parrot and says, "What did you learn how to do today?" And the parrot looks back at the woman and says, "I learned how to use AI from Chris Luck on YouTube." That was for you, Wendy Weber, that's in the chat. Okay, so watch this. So I'm curious. We're going to run this too. So I'm just going to send that off. And then instantly, Higgy, the AIville character, is going to say, "Love it. Jungle, talking parent, instant scroll stopper. What length should this be? 8, 12, or 20 seconds? We'll say 8 seconds. And then, all right, we'll specifically build this for Kling 3.0 with a clean lip sync, timing, and natural jungle motion. So it's just, here it all is. And then what you can do, again, take it and edit it however you need to edit it. But it's also saying, hey, if you want some tiny iteration knobs, swap to 50mm lens for more intimacy, add a slow push in instead of a subtle handhold, make the parrot slightly comedic with a tiny wing flick before speaking, add light humidity particles floating in the sunlight for more atmosphere. So basically, paste this into Kling 3.0, generate 2 to 4 variants. If the lip sync or timing feels off, let me know what drifted and I'll tighten the beats. So again, not even going to read that, but I'm just going to copy it, and we'll jump over, and then we'll go to video. We'll go to Kling 3.0, and then now, by the way, this guy looks like he's ready to talk, so I won't press on him yet. So we're on Kling 3.0, and then this is where if you want to test, don't even create an image ahead of time, just because the start frame, here, let me zoom in so you can see this. Look, the start frame and the end frame are both optional. So we can just go straight and put the description in. And then I'll zoom back out because I want to make sure the model is Kling 3.0. We're at 8 seconds, 9:16. We'll do 16:9 for this one. Just to make sure it's a little more, I don't know, cinematic. And then we'll just generate. So then you generate, and this is what I like about Kling, is that everything's in one place. So all the videos you ever create can all be right here. When you go to any of I could go to Kling 3.0, I could jump from here to Sora 2, I could go to Google VO 3.1, but it's all going to show you the same timeline history of all the videos you've ever created. So this is how you change the models too. You can just be right here and I'll be like, Kling 3.0 is not good, but I can come down and actually, choose Grok Imagine or something like that and just kind of play around with it. So anyway, this is where you see all the videos, and from here, just like what we could do on other videos, once a video is created, we can go ahead and click the 3 dots, and we can actually add that video to a folder. So let me move out. You can see there's a folder called Trucker. So I can add this video to Trucker folder. So then as you start using these tools, you can take your one character or your one AI influencer you created or your clone of yourself, and you can just keep adding it to the same folder you created. So everything is all in one place all the time. Okay, so let's take a look and see if this guy actually turned out well or not. So I'll I'm going to hit play real quick.
If you want to learn AI, you should follow Chris Luck on YouTube. If you want to learn AI, you should follow Chris Luck on YouTube.
Pretty darn good. And as he was walking forward, the way he was even walking looked like someone that would be that ripped that can't put their arms down because they're so swollen from working out in the gym. That's exactly how they'd walk. And as he is walking, even the changing of the depth and the aperture and the camera lens was changing as he was walking. So it looked like it could have been a commercial. And that was just a quick 8-second video at 720p. I could change that and make it 1080p. And I could have made it a 15-second or longer video. And you get the idea. You can just keep getting crazier and crazier and crazier with this. Someone in the chat said, someone asked, like, where do you subscribe to the YouTube channel? It's just youtube.com/, what is that? The @ and then chrisluck.com. And trying to see, someone's, how do I join AIville? You just go to AIville.com and then you can join by going to AIville.com. And where do we host the completed video? So that's up to you. Good question, by the way. So when you download these videos, once you use a tool like this, I really like this question because these are things that I forget to talk about. So when you see a video that you really like, and I really like this one, I'm just going to download it directly to my computer. So you just move your mouse over it and just hit the download button and it'll download to your computer. Then it's up to you where you want to host it. So if you want to make an entirely new Instagram profile, or you want to make a TikTok account, or you want to make a new Facebook account or whatever of this character, you download this to your computer, then you go upload it on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And that's what you do. Like, you're using a tool like Higgsfield to almost be your canvas to create the content for you and to create your videos and your images. And once you have that content created, then you download it and then you use it wherever you want. Okay. That's awesome. Thanks, Queen Bee, saying amazing. Okay. So we got the woman with the talking parrot. So again, all I did here was I went to the assistant Higgy inside of AIville, which you find Higgy by, when you're on AIville, you just click on AI characters right down here on the bottom, or AI characters here on the left-hand side. When you click on AI characters, Higgy is going to be your Higgsfield assistant. And then just as a recap, my chat history was this one right here. You can also change it too. So I could actually change that too. Instead of Kling 3 jungle prompt, I could say, talking parrot. And then we could change it. But you can go back into that. You can always pop back into any conversations you want. So my question was like, I need you to make a prompt specific for Kling, yada, yada, yada. And then it's like, okay, what length? I gave the length and then it gave me the prompt. So again, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. So we're just going to test it and just see, like, without making any changes, how this worked.
What did you learn how to do today?
I learned how to use AI from Chris Luck on YouTube.
What did you learn how to do today?
I learned how to use AI from Chris Luck on YouTube.
Pretty crazy. That was just me within a couple seconds, just having Higgy, the character in AIville, just make a prompt, and then it did it. Obviously, if you want this to be you, if you want the lighting to be different, if you want it to be more atmospheric or whatever, you just go back to that conversation you had with Higgy, and then you just, say something like, that was really good, but it did feel intimate. I wanted to have much more of a raw, intimate, up close, like National Geographic feel to it. I'd like for there to be like more sun shining in and particles, and maybe zoom into the parrot whenever it's talking, where you can actually see the details of its feathers. And I also want the parrot to sound like a smartass. So then, again, why not? And then it's going to say, okay, yes, this is lens, proximity, attitude problem. So we'll go tighter, we'll go warmer, we'll go more documentary, and give the parrot some personality. Built specifically for Kling 3.0 with stronger intimacy, macro feather detail, and sharp dialogue timing. So then what you do is I just clicked on the prompt to copy it because I don't have to read all this out loud. And it's like, if you want to, you can push even closer, use 100mm macro for extreme feather micro detail. Again, we design our characters in AIville to really be your assistant, to teach you what you're doing as you're doing it. So, all right, so then now we got that. So we would just come back, we'd go to video, we'd go to Kling 3.0. I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt just as is. And then we are going to keep it about 8 seconds, 16:9. I won't do a higher output because I do need to wrap it up, because I want to keep this about 2 hours, and we're coming up on 2 hours. I actually really wanted this to only be about an hour, but can you all let me know in the chat, just with this being about like a 2 hour, okay, this is like, we'll wait for the final production to show up, but let me just chat with you while we're waiting. I did something very different for this live stream. So I spent a lot of time working on the outline for explaining to you everything about Higgsfield, the origins of it, why I like it, the big benefits from it. We went through the pricing tiers. We talked about not just everything good. We talked about what people don't like about it. We talked about the best ways to get the most out of your credits, so you can get the most out of it without having to spend really a whole lot of money getting started. We talked about how to find the contest. We talked about how to make money with it. We talked about how you can make $500,000 with a video if you actually want to get in the contest and win. We talked about how to do character consistency. I showed you all the video models. I showed you all the image models. Then after we did the outline, I kind of went off the rails a little bit. I put the bumpers down, and now I'm just showing you stuff live, but I don't know if it's actually going to work or not. We're just kind of testing it. So overall, for 2 hours, I want to make sure that this wasn't too overwhelming for everybody. So on a 1 to 10 scale, can you just rate how was this overall? You don't even have to describe what you liked or didn't like, just overall. Because not yesterday, when was it? Friday? The last live stream I did, I think I kept it around 45 minutes. That was a test to see what it would be like to do a live stream that is very short and very just focused and just like, here's what I like, here's what you can do with it, let's play around with it. Okay, that's it. Like, it was very short. And this one was a lot longer. So I just wanted to make sure that you all enjoyed it. Because if you didn't, then I need to adjust even more. Looks like 2 hours is great. More detailed examples, priceless for the viewer. 2 hours I'll tell you, Wendy, 2 hours is my maximum as well. So for in-depth, definitely need 2 hours. For overview ones, touch base, hours should be long enough. I agree. Tomorrow, I would say, if I remember correctly, tomorrow will be about an hour. It's very specific on a very specific tool that I really like. Where are the replays? I need to see this again. So you can go to YouTube. Actually, you know what? Just go to chrisluck.com. So go to chrisluck.com. That'll take you to my YouTube channel. And then when you come here, you can see, it'll take you right to not just my YouTube channel, but the live stream part. And then you can see all of my previous live streams that I've done. So you can see the one that I'm doing right now. You can see the one I did 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and all that. So you can go look at all my past live streams anytime, and you can see I'm always changing it up. I've got some that are 49 minutes. I've got some that are an hour and a half. I've got some that are, I try to keep them this one was like 39 minutes. Today was a longer one, coming in at 2 hours. Cause again, I need to test it. And the ones that are coming up, let's see. So tomorrow we've got Google Pomeli. I'm going to show you how to use it for AI photo shoots. We've got one coming up on the 25th, which I'm going to show you the best screen recorder tool that I like to use when I'm recording demo videos that feel very Apple-like. We're going to talk about a website builder tool very few people know about on the 26th. And then I have a really big special one on the 27th. So that's where you kind of find all the recordings. Okay, so looks like we got more that are coming in for the chat. So thank you very much for all the ratings. So, okay, and you love the ending showing how to use AI characters. I'm glad. So I was hesitant to show that at all because I don't want people to think this live stream is like to pitch AIville. It's not. I just make a lot of things in AIville to complement the things that I do every day. And I just want to make those available to everybody that wants to use them. So I saved that to the end. So thank you for all of you that made it to the end. You now know more stuff that you can dig into. So good. And I love that 2 hours doesn't feel too long. That's awesome. And good. So if you want the replays in AIville, they're also in the live stream section. And I'm going to put the recordings above the tutorials themselves in AIville. So in the live stream section and in the tutorial section. Okay, so to close it out, let's go ahead and check out to see what the more advanced, after I gave basically Higgy, the Higgsfield character inside of AIville, some feedback. We'll see how this one turned out.
What did you learn how to do today?
I learned how to use AI from Chris Luck on YouTube.
All right, so kind of still talked about the same. So we need to work on the voice a little bit more, but just, I'm muting it so I can talk through it. Notice how this one, make sure this one's mute too. So look how this one, there's no camera movement. Nothing's moving in. I mean, it looks nice, especially knowing it was created in like less than a couple minutes with AI. But then when I updated the prompt, you can see here, there's more camera movement. It looks like it's more of like a National Geographic. It's way more detail on the parrot. So all you got to do then is just start tweaking like what it is you want to say. So again, this is just me I wasn't even preparing to even do this. I was just making this kind of stuff up on the fly. So knowing that if you really take the time to sit down and then, if you want to do stuff with Sora, or you want to do stuff with Google VO3, or you want to do stuff with Higgsfield, like we have assistants for you for everything inside of AIville. So go to any of those that you want. But the biggest thing is I want you to get out there, and I really challenge you to like create a free account on a platform like Higgsfield. Just play around with it, play around with the models, enjoy it, have a good time. And that's what AI is all about. It's all about just having fun, really enjoying it. And if you liked any of this at all, and if you're kind of new to my YouTube channel, maybe you found this, because you just found it on YouTube, but you weren't here live, that's okay. All I do on YouTube is I come up with things that I can teach and new tools I can talk about that can really help you like live a better life with using AI. And I'm brand new to YouTube. I just hit 2,000 subscribers as of today. And I've only done about 52 live streams. All I do on my YouTube channel is live streams. So if you like this style at all, I just recommend coming and like subscribing, turning on all notifications. So that way you can, show up on one of these, live streams and actually be in the live chat. So I'm just going to end on Howard saying, this is just amazing. That really made my day. So thank you so much, Howard. I hope to see all of you tomorrow on tomorrow's live stream. So that's it for me. That's it for me. Bye for now.